Welcome back. Previously, we have learned about the concept of graphical method of solving a LPP problem, in which we have familiarized some of the steps with regard to that and how we are representing various variables and numbers in the form of lines and graphs. So let us deal with the application level question where you need to find the points of intersection between two lines. Two lines means you will be given two linear equations, so you will be preparing two lines within a graph and how you are going to find the feasible region. So let us deal with that. Next one, how to find the coordinates of the points of intersection of two lines. In this case, you will be given two linear equation. Two linear equation means you have to prepare two lines. So you need to identify the points in which the two lines intersect, and on the basis of equations or details given in the question, you need to identify the feasible region. Likewise, we will come to that in detail during the computation. Now let us deal with a question. By using the linear equation solution, we can easily find the coordinates of the points of intersection of two lines. We all know that because in the question certain form patterns will be given. On the basis of that, you need to prepare linear equation, and on the basis of linear equations, you need to solve the problem. That is a concept. So, question: indicate on the graph paper the region satisfying the following constraints. That means identify the points or the feasible region. X is greater than or equal to 0, y is greater than or equal to 0, 2x plus y less than or equal to 20, and x plus 2y less than or equal to 20. So these are the constraints given in the question. And before we go into the computation part, you need to convert it into the form of a linear equation. So what is the peculiarity of the details given here and the linear equation? In the linear equation, there won't be any sign like greater than or equal to or less than or equal to. There will be only one sign, that is a simple equal sign. So you need to change these variables into an equal sign pattern or linear equation pattern. In linear equation, we will be using like that. So let us convert these in the form of linear equations. So in the question, constraints are given, and also this one is most important. The above condition, the maximizing function is x plus 3y. So this is the maximization function. By using this function, we need to identify the best optimum maximum profit. We will come to that. So in the question, constraints given and the maximization function is given. These are the important things that has to be required for preparing a graph problem. So make sure you are given constraints and the maximization or minimization function. So once you got the maximization or minimization function and the corresponding constraints, you need to write down all these constraints in the form of an equation. So let us do that. First one, write all the restraints or constraints in the form of equation. It can be written as x equal to 0, y equal to 0, 2x plus y equal to 20, x plus 2y equal to 20. See, it's very easy. Just turn the signs given in the question into an equal sign. Once you found out or once you identify the linear equations, you can go directly into the computation. Computation means preparation of a graphical method, because we just previously we have learned about how to draw all these. If you are come across a question like this, how you are going to represent these in the form of a graph, we have learned that. So let us do that. When x equal to 0 and y equal to 0, what is the meaning? X equal to 0 means you need to draw a y axis. Y equal to 0 means you need to draw an x axis. So first one, draw these lines. X equal to 0, draw y axis, and x equal to y equal to 0 means you have to draw x axis. So let us draw these two lines. So we have got x axis and y axis. And for the time being, see, you can see that here there are numbers 0, 5, 10, 15, 20. How did I point out these numbers. Why did I follow these numbers? Why can't I follow 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like that? See, in the question you can see that numbers is 2, 20, 2, 20 like that. So the numbers should be between 0 and 20. Here the maximum number is 20. So you need to point out the values in the graph until 20. So we can write that this 0, 5, 10, 15, 20. You can follow any sort of interval, but it's better to follow an adequate interval. It should not be very tight and it should not be very large. See, 0, 5, 15, 20. It's a very decent gap. If you are using 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, your graph will be very narrow and it will be concentrated to a smaller region. And if you are following a graph like 0, 2, 4, 6, it will be a very large graph. You may not be easy to draw in a paper. So whenever you are drawing a graph and while pointing out the numbers in the graph, you have to be very logical. Means which one will show a decent, good image. It should not be very big and it should not be very small. That is a concept. So right now I am using a classification 0, 5, 10 and 15 and 20. So first one, I have pointed out x and y. Next one, 2x plus y equal to 20. So when a linear equation is there are 2 points. From this equation you can draw only one line, but in order to draw one line you need 2 points. That is a concept. So you have to find 2 points on the line. For that, first of all let us assume let x equal to 0. When x equal to 0 means 2x will be 0, so y equal to 20. So you need to identify a point 20 in y-axis. So y-axis is this one, 20 is directly there. Therefore the points are 0 and 20. First one, when x equal to 0, the points are 0 and 20 because x is 0, so y equal to 20, so that point is here. Don't draw any line in here because this is an equation. You need to find 2 points. When x equal to 20 is given, you can directly draw a straight line. But in case of an equation, don't draw a straight line from point 20 because you have to identify one more point also. So let us similarly let us assume y equal to 0. When y equal to 0, 2x equal to 20, x equal to 20 by 2, x equal to 10. Simple max. So x equal to 10. So our points are 10 and 0 because x equal to 10, y equal to 0. So it is written like this. So remember the pattern how these x and y is representing. First one is x, second one is y. See, first one is x, second one is y. So 10 and 0. 10 and 0 means you need to identify a point 10 in x-axis. This is the x-axis. So we have found 2 points. Once you find 2 points on the base of a linear equation, you can draw a straight line connecting these 2 points. So now plot the points 0 and 20. We have plotted here 0, 20 here and 10, 0. Join them, you will get a straight line DC. Here D and C, you can use any variables. For time being I am using D and C. You can use A, B, T, X, Y, anything. So join these 2 lines. So your first part is over. First part means by solving this linear equation you have identified a line in the graph. So once you found out the line in the graph or once you plot out the 2 points of a linear equation, you can go to the next linear equation. Next linear equation is x plus 2y equal to 20. And remember, once you draw out a line, the name of the line is 2x plus y equal to 20 because you have found out this line by solving this equation. So write this equation either parallel to the line or closer to the line. Anyway, you need to identify that this line is obtained by solving this equation. So next one, next linear equation is x plus 2y equal to 20, x plus 2y equal to 20. So in this equation also you need to find 2 points. So first of all let us assume x equal to 0. When x equal to 0, 2y equal to 20, that is y equal to 20 by 2, you will get y equal to 10. So you need to plot this point means x equal to 0 and y equal to 10 is the point, so you need to find out this point, that is x equal to 0 and y equal to 10. So in the y axis you need to identify the point 10. See, you have identified the point. Let us assume, let the point be a. Similarly, you need to assume that y equal to 0. When y equal to 0 means 2y will be 0, so x equal to 20, x equal to 20, you have got the point 20 and 0. So we have got another point, and you need to identify this one also. 20 comma 0 means it is a point in x axis. So 20, we will give an alphabet E. Once you found out the 2 points by solving a linear equation, you need to draw a line connecting these 2 points. So the name of the line is x plus 2y equal to 20 by connecting point 10 and point 20. I hope you understand how these points had been obtained and why we are connecting a line between these 2 points, and the name of the line is x plus 2y equal to 20. So next one, you need to find the feasible region. Feasible region means area in between these points. These points means the point in which these 2 lines intersect is point B. See, B. So anything below B is shown as a feasible region, and there is no rule regarding anything below. There is a rule regarding how to draw a feasible region. Here you can see that the linear equation is supported by a less than or equal to sign. When this sign comes, you have to shade a region below the point. That is why we have taken this area as the feasible region, because the sign is less than or equal to. Here the point B, you have to take the area under point B. So we have took this area. This is known as feasible region, and you need to identify the points of the feasible regions, because how this area is obtained. That is 0. Next point is 10. What is the name of that? A. 0. After that A. After the A, next point is B. B. And finally it is C. So the name of the feasible region is O, A, B, C, or the points of the feasible region is O, A, B, C. So this is how you have to identify the feasible region. Once you identify the feasible region, next you need to use the maximization function x plus 3y equal to 20. So I hope you have understand until now. If you have any queries, please let me know, because we haven't finished yet with the problem. We have just come to the 70% of the answer. We need to go some further with regard to the question. So next one, how to draw this feasible region. I have mentioned that on the base of the sign given, you will be drawing the feasible region above or beyond. So how to draw that? Remember that rule. When you come across a question where the linear equation or the constraints using the sign, this one, greater than or equal to sign is given, you need to indicate the area on the right side or above the line, as the case may be. Right side means sometimes you get the figure in the form of another style. Another style means you might get this point in the form of a straight portion, because here it is up and down situation. If the point is slightly turned to the right, in that case the area should have been here. Area should have been here and here. If this given picture was somewhat turned towards the right side. Right side means if you turn this one towards the right, it should have been, the area should be here and here. Which side you have to draw? That's based on the sign given. So whenever you come across a sign greater than or equal to sign, you need to draw or the shade the region above that point. So in this case, the question, we have found that this in this question the constraint were using less than or equal to sign. So in that case, you need to shade the area below the line or the point. So below the line or the lines or the point means here this one, below point B or below these two lines in which intersect. So this is how you have to identify the feasible region. Once you found the feasible region, by using the maximization function, which point yields the maximum output? For that we are going to find the coordinates B is obtained by solving the equation 2x plus y equal to 20 and x plus y equal to 20. We know that because we have already found that. So you need to first of all identify the coordinates, how these points are obtained. O otherwise known as 0 is a point where 0. Both x and y axis is 0, y axis is 0. That is a point where 0 or the O comes. Next one A. A is a point in y-axis. So in order to draw a point in y-axis, the x has to be 0. So 0, 10. Next one B. For finding the B, you have to use the scale. Usually you will be drawing this in a graph, so you can easily pinpoint the point of B, that is 6.7 and 6.7. That is used on the base of a scale or in a graph paper. If you are using a graph paper, you can directly easily identify this point. And next one C. C is the point where 10 is located in the x-axis, and it is a point in x-axis, so the y value will be 0. So it is 10, 0. Once you found out the coordinates of each of these 4 points, next you need to use the maximization function, that is x plus 3y. That is given in the question, x plus 3y. And how we are going to use this maximization function? For that, you have to prepare a table. The table consists of 4 columns. One is point column. Next one x column, y column, and finally our maximization function of x plus 3y. So first one, in the point O, what is the value of x? Value of x is 0, y is also 0. So if you substitute these 2 points in x plus 3y, you will get 0 plus 0, 0. So in that means at this point there is no maximization function or the maximization of profit. There is 0 profit. Next one, at point A, x is 0 directly given, but y is 10. So y is 10. So x is 0, y is 10 means you need to substitute these 2 points in the equation x plus 3y. So 0 in case of x is 0, so let it be like that. And y is 10. Here it is 3y. So y is 10 means 3 into 10, it will be 30. So you get at point A, the maximum profit you can earn is 30. Next one, in case of point B, our x value is 6.7, y value is 6.7, which we have already computed. Substitute these 2 points in the equation x plus 3y. So x is 6.7 and 3y is 3 into 6.7. You will get 20.1. By adding these 2, you will get 26.8. And finally, C equals, first one, x is 10, y equal to 0. So x is 10 plus 3y, y equal to 0. 0 into y 0, 3 into 0, 0. So the value is 10. So we have identified the maximum profit that can earn at each of these points. If you go through this, the values are 0, 30, 26.8 and 10. So with regard to the maximization of profit, at which point we have earned the maximum value? It is at point A we have earned the maximum of 30. So this is how you need to find the maximization point using the maximization equation by using or on the basis of the method of graphical method or computation of LPP. So the solution is, when the x is 0 and y is 10, you will get a maximum value of 30 by using the maximization function of x plus 3y. So this is how you have to deal with a question where you have to prepare a graph. On the base of graph, you need to identify the feasible region. On the base of feasible region, you need to identify the coordinates. Once you identify the coordinates, on the base of on the basis of objective function or the maximization function, you have to find the point in which you will get the maximum value. At that point is considered as the feasible point. So this is how you have to prepare or solve an LPP problem using a graph. I hope you understand the concept with regard to that. Let us work out another problem with regard to that. Next case. A toy company manufactures two types of dolls. One is a basic version doll A and another one is a deluxe version doll B. Each doll of type B takes twice as long to produce as one type A, and the company would have time to make a maximum of 2000 per day if it produced only the basic version. The supply of plastic is sufficient to produce 1500 dolls per day, both A and B. The deluxe version requires a fancy dress of which there are 600 per day available. If the company makes a profit of 3 on doll A and 5 on doll B, how much each should be produced per day in order to maximize profit? This one is quite confusing a question. You will come across questions like this in the university exam. First of all, you need to understand the details given in the question. So it is a toy manufacturing concern dealing with two types of toy. One is a basic level toy, and another is B, a deluxe version toy. So the time taken for preparing toy B or doll B means doll B require twice the time required for producing A. That is the detail with regard to time. And the company have the maximum time of 2000 per day if it produced only the basic version. If they are producing only basic version, they will have maximum of 2000 per day. And the supply of plastic is sufficient for producing both the dolls, that is 1500 dolls for A and B. And another one is a deluxe version requires a fancy dress of which there are 600 per day available. For doll B, it requires 600 per day with regard to fancy dress. So how you are going to make it? And in the question it is mentioned that the profit earned from each of these dolls is given. So it is a case of a maximization concept. Otherwise the last statement would have been an amount with regard to cost. How their cost can be reduced. Likewise it will be mentioned. So that question will be a minimization concept. In the cases which we have dealt until now with regard to all cases regarding maximization of profit. So this is also a maximization case, and this question is quite confusing. Don't worry. First of all, identify the details given in the question and bring out the data given in the question in the form of objective function, constraints, and finally linear equations. So first of all, let us assume that let A be x1 and B be x2. You can use any sorts of variable. For the time being, I am using x1 and x2. So let A be x1 and let B be x2. So first we have assumed that. Next one, identify the objective function. These are the easiest steps. First of all, assuming that one is x1 and another is x2, and after that identify the objective function. In the objective function here with regard to maximization of profit. Profit is 3 rupees on doll A and 5 rupees on doll B. So 3 into x1 plus 5 into x2. x1 is doll A, x2 is doll B. So we have found the objective function. Once you found the objective function, next you need to identify the constraints. So before that, you need to understand the details given in the question, because in this case there are details with regard to time, with regard to the product which we are producing, and with regard to the fancy dress. There are some details with regard to that. So first of all, we need to identify these details. the total time per day consumed to prepare x1 doll, that is type 1, type A, and x2 of type B is 2000. So we can write as the time taken by x1 plus time taken by x2. It is mentioned that for producing doll B, it requires twice the time of doll A. So we can assume that 2t, that is t is the time taken by doll A. So doll B is 2 into t. Let us assume like that. So it is written as x1t plus 2x2 2t, which should be less than 2000 times. That is, we know that there is only 2000 hours per day or time per day. 2000 dolls, they can only make 2000 dolls per day. So they have to make 2000 dolls where t is the time required for doll A. We have already assumed that t is the time required for doll A. So let us write down this in the form of an equation. x1t plus 2x2, that is 2t, less than or equal to 2000. So it can be written as x1 plus 2x2 less than or equal to 2000. We have taken down all these t. So we can write like this. So first part is over. So they have to produce a 2000 items by dealing with doll A and doll B, because it is mentioned that each doll of type B requires twice the long to produce as type A, and the company would have time to make a maximum of 2000 per day. So first one is over. Next one. The plastic available for producing, the supply of plastic is sufficient to produce 1500 dolls per day. That is for both A and both B. So the x1 plus 2x2 less than or equal to 1500. So now we have prepared two constraints. One is, first one, if the company is producing only type A, it has maximum of producing 2000 per day. So there are the capacity to produce is 2000, and if they are producing only x1, but if they are producing x2 also, they will have a time less they will have the power or the capacity to produce less than 2000. It would not be above 2000. That is why we have used the sign less than or equal to 2000. Within that they have to deal these two items. And here 2 is written on the base of the time taken to produce 2, because if one doll is produced, it will take twice to produce the second doll. It needs more time. That is first one. Next one is, it has mentioned that there are 1500 capacity for producing both the dolls. That is one written. So they can't go beyond 1500. They have to either bring it to 1500 or less than 1500. That is why they are using less than or equal to sign. And finally, next one, it is mentioned that the doll B requires 600 per day in order to fancy dress is available for producing 600 dolls is given. So it is regard to second doll is x2, so x2 is less than or equal to 600. So now we have identified the constraints with regard to that, and here the maximization function is also written. x1 3x1 plus 5x2 equal to 5x2, and x1 equal to less than greater than or equal to 0, and x2 greater than or equal to, it won't be mentioned in the question, but you need to write down this. The meaning of this point is, or this formation is, x equal to 0 and y equal to 0. For preparation of graph, x and y are eminent. So this won't be mentioned in the question, but still you need to write down this one. x1 greater than or equal to 0 and x2 greater than or equal to 0. So we have found out the constraints and the objective function on the base of the details given in the question. Now you need to prepare the equation, linear equations on the base of this. So first of all, write down the details which we have found out. Hence the LPP is on the basis maximization function 3x1 plus 5x2 So maximization function z equal to 3x1 plus 5x2 subject to constraints. Constraints are x1 plus 2x2 less than or equal to 2000 and x1 plus 2x2 less than or equal to 1500, x2 less than or equal to 600, and finally x1 greater than or equal to 0 and x2 greater than or equal to 0. These are the constraints which we have extracted from the data given in the question. So once you found the maximization function and subject to its constraints, now write down the linear equations on the base of these constraints. So first of all, let us prepare equations on the base of constraints. The equations are, first one, x1 plus 2x2 equal to 2000. Instead of this sign, we have used equal sign. Next one, x1 plus 2x2 equal to 1500, x1 equal to 0, x2 equal to 0, and finally x2 equal to 600. So now we have found out the equations on the base of constraints. Next, you need to prepare the graphical representation of these equations or variables. So let us do that. Next one, you need to prepare a graph. First of all, the first equation was x1 plus 2x2 equal to 2000. Yes, the methods which we have done previously. Let us assume x1 equal to 0, then 2x2 equal to 2000. So x2 equal to 2000 by 2, you will get 1000. And putting x2 equal to 0, you will get x1 equal to 1000. So on the base of x1 plus 2x2, you have found the points. One is 1000 and another is 2000. So first of all, you will prepare a graph on the base of this one, x1 equal to 0 and x2 equal to 0, that is x-axis and y-axis. I hope you know how these points has been determined. This is on the base of the values or numbers in the equations. So do it wisely and logically. Next one, on the base of first equation, you have found that when x1 equal to 0, you will get 1000. When x2 equal to 0, you will get 2000. So when x1 equal to 0, that means when x equal to 0, the point is 0 and 1000. When y equal to 0, you will get the point 2000 and 0. So find these 2 points on the graph. That is, first one is 1000, next one is 2000. Once you found the 2 points in the graph, you need to draw a straight line connecting these 2 points. See, these 2 points. And the name of this line is x1 plus 2x2 equal to 1000. Just mention nearby the line. Next equation is x1 plus x2 equal to 1500. So by solving that, you will get when x1 equal to 0, x1 equal to 0, you will get x2 1500. By putting x2 equal to 0, you will get x1 equal to 1500. So on the base of equation x1 plus 2x2 equal to 1500, you will get the points. One is 1500 and another is also 1500. One is on the x-axis and another is on the y-axis. So the points are, first one, when x1 equal to 0, that is x equal to 0, y is 1500. When x2 equal to 0 means y is 0, so x equal to 1500. Identify these 2 points in the graph. One is 1500 in the y-axis, another is 1500 in the x-axis. Once you found the 2 points of a particular equation, join these 2 points or draw a straight line connecting these 2 points. And the name of the line is x1 plus 2x2 equal to 1500. 2x2 is 1500. Next one, x2 equal to 600. So that means you need to draw just a line in the y-axis. x2 represents this line, y-axis this line. So you need to find out a point 600. The point will be in between 500 and 1000. Draw a line that will be parallel to x-axis. So the line will be a line parallel to the x-axis and the name of the line is x2 equal to 600. And next, x1 equal to 0, x2 equal to 0, we already done that. That represents x-axis and y-axis. So once you found out the or drawn out all the lines in the graph, you need to identify the feasible region. Feasible region is a point that is below the intersected points, that is these lines are intersecting certain points, and the area under these intersected lines is known as the feasible region. I know why we have taken the area under the feasible region. I hope you also know why we have drawn the line or the shaded the area under the feasible region or under the specific line. We have found out the feasible region under these lines, intersected points. I hope you all know why we have taken that, because in the question initial you can see that the equation they are using the symbol less than or equal to sign. Whenever they are using less than or equal to sign in the constraints, you need to shade the area that is below the intersected points or below the lines drawn in the graph. That is why we have selected this area. This is known as feasible region. Once you prepare the feasible region, identify the points. One is 0, another is A, another is B, another is C, another is D, and C, O, A, B, C and D. Here B is this one, this point, and C is this point. See, there are 2 points in this particular corner. This one is B and this one is C, and finally D. In the previous question there was only 1 point here. Because of the peculiarity of the lines which we have drawn here, we have got 2 points. That is the concept. So once you found the feasible region, that is O, A, B, C and D, or otherwise known as the shaded region, by using the maximization function you need to identify in which point you will get the maximum value. For that you need to prepare a table. Table consists of points in one column, x1 in another column, x2 in another column, and the objective function of maximization is equal to 3x1 plus 5x2 equal to 600. First one, when the at point O, otherwise known as 0, definitely the x1 value will be 0 and x2 value will be 0. The value is 0. At point A, x will be 0 because it is a point in y-axis. So x1 is 0. x2 is 600. We have already identified that it is a point 600. So by substituting these points, x1 here will be 0 and x2 5 into 600 equal to 600. By solving that you will get the value 3000. Substituting that you will get the value 3000. Remember the objective function is z equal to 3x1 plus 5x2. There is no value as 600. That is accidentally came to the computation. Next one, when B is the point where lines intersecting this x1 plus 2x2 and the line x2 equal to 600, and it will be a point where x1 is 800, that will be like this, and x2 is 600 because it is a line intersecting where x2 and x1 plus 2x2. So you will get 800 and 600. Substitute these points in the equation, you will get 5400. Next one, C. C is the point where x1 is 1000. x1 is 1000. See, this one is 1000, and x2 is a point in 500. So 500 here. So by substituting these two, you will get 5500. Remember, you have to use a graph paper or a scale in order to identify these points. If you make the measurements using a scale exactly, you can easily identify these points even if you are using a white paper. If you are using a graph paper, you can easily identify the points. But if you are using a white paper, you have to approximately draw the points on the base of the scale value. You have to use a proper measurement scale, and on the base of that you have to draw all these. Then only you can identify these points exactly if you are using a white paper. So do it wisely. And finally D is the point where x-axis you will get 1500, in y-axis there is nothing. So by substituting these in the equation you will get 4500. So if you go through these values in this final column, you can see that Z is maximum at point C. See, here the maximum value is 5500, which is at point C. So the maximum point is 5500, which is obtained at point C. Therefore the solution is you need to prepare or you need to manufacture 1000 units of x1 doll and 1500 units of x2. See, these are the values you have obtained by substituting it in order to get 5500. So in order to get the maximum of 5500 profit, you need to produce 1000 units of doll A and 500 units of doll B in order to get the profit of 5500. So that was the concept. So the company may manufacture, so the company should manufacture 1000 units of doll A and 500 units of doll B in order to earn a maximum profit of 5500. So this is a perfect example of an application level question using a graphical method of solving an LPP. I hope you understand the concept. It maybe you may find it confusing, but just go through all these steps each by each. Very wisely and very cautiously you can easily deal such type of question during an examination. So first of all, identify the details given in the question, extract the data given in the question in the form of constraints. Once you identify the constraints, prepare the linear equations, and on the basis of linear equations identify the points in the graph and draw out the lines. Once you draw out the lines, you need to identify the feasible region. Feasible region may be below the points or above the points. And once you found the feasible region, you need to prepare the table on the basis of which where you are getting the maximum value. So this is how you have to deal with an LPP question with regard to a application level case. I hope you understand the concept. If you have any queries, please let me know. And we have all came to the end of our semester, and that was the last portion which we have to complete, and we have successfully completed that one, and also all the areas as per the syllabus. Go through all the slides and videos which we have gone through. If you have any queries with regard to any of the areas, please let me know. We will discuss that part. And right now we have successfully completed our subject as per this semester.